Hello, I'm Stuart Bloor. That was a cuckoo that you saw just. I'm on the River Severn, the lower Severn. I'm after barbel, and from the place where I parked my car, which is quite some distance away, I walked across a couple of fields, and all the way here I could hear a cuckoo. So when I arrived at the place where I want to fish, I saw the bird in the tree, started to film it, and of course it went quiet then, and then it flew off over on the far bank somewhere, but it's now disappeared. I haven't been able to capture it with its very distinctive call. But I love birds, and if you follow my angling journal on a regular basis, you know that I'm really into the British wildlife scene. So that's a great start, but of course what I really want is that barbel. So I'm about to drop back into my peg now. I've been tracking the cuckoo a little bit along the riverbank. Going to drop into my peg now, get set up, and here's to a good night, because I'm actually doing an overnighter. And that, by the way, is the River Severn behind me, the lower Severn. Don't know if you can hear cuckoo. I don't know if the camcorder's picking it up, but it's probably a good few yards along the riverbank on the far side now, so I'm not going after it anymore. Just starting to rain as well, so I'm going to get my shelter up first. Then I'll start thinking about all the gear and the rods and everything else. Still got some hours before dark, and that's really the time when I'm looking to connect with a barbel. Brilliant. I got my man. You can probably hear him. He's still going strong. Anyway, it is coming down now, the rain. It is predicted as well, so it may get a little bit heavier. Got the shelter up, got the gear inside it. I'm now going to set up my rods. Of course, get the bait out as well. I must say that. Get that bait out first, let it settle, then get the gear up, and I'll talk you through some of the stuff later.
I remember my first double figure barbel. It was from the upper Severn. It was in August, and it was a second choice swim that turned up trumps. She weighed in a magnificent 11 pounds 2 after looking for a 10 pounder. Tight lines.
Well, that's my bait down there. If you want to know what's in there exactly, I will write about that in the article. If you follow my angling journal on a regular basis, you will know that there is a video which is on YouTube that you're watching right now, and also an article that's published on my website, and the two fit together like two pieces of a jigsaw, and so often the information that's missing from the one is found in the other. So I'll tell you all about that in the article. I'm about to put the bait out now. The River Severn at the moment's got hardly any flow on it at all. It's like a big canal. Sometimes I'll use a bait dropper to get the bait down, the seeds or whatever I'm fishing with, to get them right down to the deck quickly so they don't get washed away. But with it like it is now, I can throw this bait out by hand in the balls that I've moulded, and it will soon be in the place where I want it to be. And can you hear that cuckoo? Doesn't shut up. It's been going all the while I've been here. Not that I'm complaining, of course. And there's been a skylark just as I made my way down the bank to mix the bait together. There's a skylark on the other side of the river as well, singing high over the meadow. So it's a bit like an aviary at the moment, although I'm hoping that by first light that it's been an aquarium as well. Just going to show you my barbel tackle bag there. It's like one of those roll-up things that you put toiletries in. See it there, the line and bits and pieces, a few leads, scissors, braid scissors, hooks, and at the bottom I've got some line in there as well. I'll be using braid sometimes, or often mono, depends on the situation, the circumstances. But I'll tell you what I'll do in the article. I will go through everything that I've been fishing with and everything that I've been using on this particular occasion. I put the first rod out, and before I had a chance to get the second one ready to cast, I had a run, a screaming run like we talk about in carp circles, and I struck into it. Unfortunately, I lost the fish, both rods are now out. I don't know whether the lost fish is a good thing or a bad thing. This isn't one of those places where the fish queue up to be caught. Often you get just one or two, maybe three fish during a session. This is the lower Severn, and anyone who's fished that for barbel will know exactly what I'm talking about. But both the rods are out now. I've done everything that I can, and so it's a Friday night and I'm settling back with my favourite drink. Well, after Pepsi Max, which is probably my favourite, my second favourite drink, should I say, a cup of tea. Cheers. Well into dusk now, and I've just realised I've left my head torch at home. That's one of the disadvantages of the sort of fishing I do, where I'm always changing my bags and changing my gear and swapping from one thing to another, that it's easy to leave something behind. But I'll manage. I've got the light on my camcorder should I need to bait up during the night or need something more detailed. Got that light. And of course, for those of us who do night fish, it's amazing how we very rarely get pitch black. Most of the time our eyes get accustomed and we can manage without even switching the head torch on. Don't know if you heard the cuckoo when I just started to talk. Been going all evening into dusk, just non-stop really, short breaks and then up again. There's actually two in the area. I've seen them both together in flight, so that's nice to not only hear a cuckoo, which many of us do of course, but to actually see one. We usually hear them, like tawny owls, we hear them more than we see them, and to actually see two together, well, that's brilliant. Just want that fish now, that'll make the day complete. Can you believe it? I had a second fish lost. Anyway, I reevaluated, I changed my hook length and I cast out the rod, the left rod, and within seconds I had a fish on. The rod went right over, found myself playing a fish, a good one as well. I thought this is a good barbel. You know when you've got a good fish on. And I was bringing it to the side and my reel broke. I've had some new Daiwa reels recently, and one of the bail arms, the bail arm on the reel just went, and I managed to get the fish, and it didn't affect the performance in that sense. So I managed to get the fish in. Of course, as I've already said, left my head torch at home, and usually the nights are okay. It's absolutely dark out there, but I managed to get the fish, so I netted that down at the water's edge. Got the scales going, put on the scales. I thought this is a good double. Put on the scales, and the scales started to play up. Anyway, that was remedied. I just turned them off, put them on again, and it was sorted. Digital scales, so they got sorted. So weighed the fish, 12 pound 9 ounces. So I'm absolutely over the moon with that. A June fish, although you'll be watching this video in July, I'm a couple of weeks or so ahead of myself in my angling journal. A June fish and a double from the lower Severn at any time of the year is a good fish, but to catch one in June, well, I'm really happy. So all the things that have gone wrong, and a few other little bits and pieces as well, all those things are now to one side, and I'm just so happy to have caught that fish. Brilliant. I've just caught a bream, so I'm getting tackled up again here. I'm going to use the light off the camcorder. I'm glad I charged it up before I came out. I am quite organised. Obviously things have gone wrong, mostly beyond my control, apart from forgetting the head torch, which was a silly thing to do. Just showing my boiler. I don't think there's going to be much action in this video, but there's my the boilie. Did the business. Ready to cast out. And there's the boilie inside a bag of pellets. It's been dipped as well. It's inside a bag of pellets with some other boilies. There's 3 offerings. Ready to cast that out. Let's go see if I can get another barbel. Although I must say I'm more than happy with that one fish. But the night is still young. It's only gone midnight now, so still some hours yet. I thought I'd check my other rod, as I've just cast that one out. And it's been quiet for a while, and no wonder it's been quiet for a while since I lost that first fish. There wasn't a bait on it, so I've got a boilie on there, again in the PVA bag of pellets and some loose boilies as well. That's going out now, and as you can hear, it's still raining. I bet I won't be able to get my car out in the morning. That'll be the next thing. It's light, I can see. What a night that was. Lots of things went wrong, even down to one of the ribs on my shelter poking through it and therefore creating an inlet for rain to drip on me all night long. Can you hear the cooker? Started at 4 o'clock this morning. In fact, I heard 2 of them, and it's been going ever since. Well, I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready to pack away now, and of course I'll stick a couple of those barbel photographs in the article, because when I looked at my camera and I saw the fish, that made it all worthwhile. So I'll see you soon, if you're out yourself. So I'll see you soon, and if you're out and about yourself, tight lines, and if you're night fishing, don't forget your head torch.